Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Mr. Monroe's Math. We're talking here about percents, fractions, and decimals and how they're all relative and all related to each other. Oh, I feel like I'm an angel. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this. First of all, 100% is always out of one whole value. So if I have the value of 5 over 5, that simplifies to 1. And since it simplifies to 1, that is 100% of something. If we have something that's less than that, 3 out of 5, as a decimal is 0.6. Okay, fraction form, multiply it up because percent is out of 100. So per 100, you got to keep remembering that. Okay, out of 100 we get to 60% because 3 out of 5 is less than 5 out of 5, meaning our value is going to be less than 100%. Right? So if you shoot 5 baskets and you make 3 of them, you're not making 100% of your shots. You missed a couple, so it's going to be less than that 100%. Still, 60% is really good. So let's talk about this table here. First one we had is 1/8. So 1/8 as a decimal. Well, what do? We divide. Okay, we set up that division. 8 goes into 1. And since it's less, we need to add a decimal and a few zeros so that way we can extend it out further. So that's what I did here. Does 8 go into 1? No, it does not. It goes into 10. It goes in one time. Multiply around and find the difference. Bring down the next 0. You continue until you can't go any further, or until a spot where it makes sense. You round if you have to, and go from there. And 20, let's see, that's 2. And 16 is 4. We'll work more with division in the next few weeks. Okay, bring down the 0, 8 and 4, 5 times, and I know that that works out. So I want to finish the problem. Get down to that magic number of 0 right there. Okay. Make sure this is in large screen mode so you can see all of this going on. Don't just leave it in the small little blocks. Hit the bottom right corner. And while you're down there, a little like for me if you don't mind. So 0.125, it's less than 1. We get 0.125. Okay, but as a percent, what do? Every percent is out of 100. So we want to multiply by 100. We have, for example, this one is the next one here, but if we have 0.125, the easiest way I can tell you guys is that it's out of 100, and 100 has 2 zeros. We multiply by that. We move the decimal 2 times to the right because a percent is greater than its decimal form. Our new decimal goes right there, so we get 12.5%. Do you see how similar these two are? It's just the only difference, the decimals moved over 2 spots. Let's do another one. 0.35. Now this one is the easiest, I think, to start with as a decimal to find the fraction. You need to remember place value. The 0 is the ones. We don't have to worry about that so much here. The 3 is in the tenths. Remember that? It goes to tenths. And then the 5 is in the hundredths. So that means that this fraction is over 100. It's out of 100. And what value is there? It's 35. So as a fraction is 35 over 100, making this relatively easy from here. It's out of 100 already, so the percent is 35%. Let's check that. 0.35, we multiply it by 100, and we get 35. Okay, so that's our percent. All right, rest of the table as we go. We're going backwards here, 84.5%. Okay, we would move that decimal twice. We get 0. It's less than 100%, so we know it's less than 1. So it's going to start with a 0. And we rewrite the same numbers that are there. These numbers don't change. These numbers stay the same, just in a different place, different value. So as a fraction, of course, we find our place value. It's 845 over tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So over 1,000. Now, could we simplify these? Of course we can, but we're going to leave them in this form for now so we can see how they all relate to one another. 2 more. Same idea here, 325 over 1,000. We're going to go more in depth with these over the next couple days, so be ready for that. And as a percent, I am thinking move it over twice, 32.5%. And I'm moving it over twice because I'm multiplying by 100 out of 100% and moving that decimal 2 spots to the right. Okay, last one here, 2 out of 25. What do we do without a denominator of 100? Well, this is an easy multiple. 25 can easily become 100. Okay, think monetary, think quarters. How many quarters are in a dollar? Okay, there's $1 for you. So 25 times 4 is 100. So let's multiply 2 and 4 together. We get 8. And I think you can go from here pretty easily. 0.08 because it's 8 hundredths, not 80, 8 hundredths. And as a percent, move that decimal 2 times, and we get 8%. Okay, so that's just going between all three of these. We'll get some more practice with it. Between the fractions, decimals, and percent. Looks like a lot of stuff up here. Take it one thing at a time and simplify as much as you can. Okay, that should make it easier. All right, smash the like down there. I'll see you in class.